Long before the first cities rose and the first civilizations were recorded, the earth was a vast, untamed expanse of mountains, forests, rivers, and oceans stretching endlessly under the sky. The morning light spilled over untouched valleys, casting golden hues upon jagged cliffs, while gentle breezes carried the scents of ancient flora. Long before humans learned to cultivate or manipulate nature, imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest, the sun just beginning to illuminate the tips of ancient trees, their leaves whispering secrets older than memory. Could it be possible that before humanity carved its mark upon the earth, there existed another civilization, a sentient presence whose traces were buried, forgotten, or erased by time itself? We may imagine walking through landscapes untouched by modern hands, hearing the distant calls of creatures we no longer recognize, and feeling a sense of wonder at the sheer scale and mystery of a world that existed long before our ancestors laid the first stones of their dwellings. The question that haunts the imagination is simple yet profound. What if humans were not the first intelligent beings to shape the planet? What stories might the mountains, the rivers, and the ruins beneath our feet hold, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered? As the sun rises higher, casting shadows that stretch across ancient valleys and plains, the mind drifts toward the anomalies that have puzzled researchers and archaeologists for centuries. Objects found far from their expected locations, structures of precise geometry built with tools thought impossible for the time, and myths that hint at knowledge beyond what was believed achievable. All these suggest that the history we know may be incomplete. Perhaps the earth has always been a canvas of forgotten civilizations, each leaving behind whispers in the form of stone, metal, and story. Imagine walking through the early landscapes of Mesopotamia, where the first Sumerian cities rose from fertile riverbanks. Yet beneath the known layers of settlements, beneath the sands and clay, lie artifacts and foundations that do not fit neatly into the established timeline. Tools, carvings, and strange architectural features suggest a sophistication that predates known history. Could these remnants hint at a civilization older than recorded human settlements, one whose memory has been lost to the sands of time, yet whose presence lingers in subtle ways? The voice that narrates this story is calm and deliberate, designed to guide listeners gently through the mysteries of Earth's past. Each scene is painted with careful attention to detail: the shimmer of light on water, the rustle of ancient trees, the soft echo of wind across stone ruins. Sounds are as important as words, providing an immersive experience, almost as if the earth itself is whispering its long-forgotten secrets. As we delve deeper into these mysteries, let us consider the myths passed down through generations, tales of gods descending from the heavens, civilizations lost beneath floods, and knowledge bestowed upon humanity suddenly, as if gifted by beings already far advanced. Are these simply stories, or could they be distorted memories of pre-human civilizations, fragments of truth preserved in legend? Each story, each artifact, each anomaly serves as a thread, drawing us deeper into a narrative that challenges everything we think we know about our past. The Earth's landscapes themselves tell stories. Vast deserts conceal cities buried by sand, while submerged coastlines hint at worlds lost to rising seas. Ice cores reveal sudden climate shifts that could have wiped out entire populations. Before humans even recorded their first steps, sediment layers and fossils whisper of species that thrived and vanished, each extinction potentially erasing evidence of intelligent life that once walked the planet. And yet, for all the mysteries, there is a profound sense of calm in exploring these questions. The voice moves slowly, deliberately, allowing the listener to imagine, to feel awe, and to sense the vastness of time. It asks gently, what if the earth has seen civilizations rise and fall long before our own? What stories might have been written in stone, water, and sky, only to vanish before the first human could record them? Every mountain range, river delta, and canyon carries the possibility of hidden histories. The mind can wander through imagined cities constructed with unknown technologies, populated by beings whose thoughts and knowledge have been lost. Consider ancient maps that depict lands we no longer see, or structures precisely aligned with celestial bodies, raising questions about the intelligence and understanding of their builders. Could there have been beings capable of architectural, astronomical, or mathematical feats long before humans attempted such wonders? The gentle hum of nature underscores these thoughts, the whisper of wind through untouched forests, the distant crash of waves along a forgotten coastline, the subtle calls of animals unseen. Each sensory detail invites listeners to step into a world both familiar and profoundly alien, a world that predates recorded history. yet may have left traces all around us, even as questions abound. The journey is not one of fear, but of awe. The unknown sparks imagination, prompting us to consider the limits of human understanding. Could a civilization exist so advanced, so careful, that its traces were hidden not by time alone, but by design? Or were these civilizations victims of cataclysms, massive climate shifts, asteroid impacts, or other natural disasters that erased their presence from memory? In this extended journey, every discovery, every anomaly, and every theory adds layers to a story that stretches across millennia. The narrative builds slowly, each detail inviting reflection, wonder, and contemplation. And as the sun sets on these imagined landscapes, the voice gently reminds us that history is a living puzzle, waiting for those patient enough to uncover its pieces. Asterisk as the first light of dawn spreads across the untouched plains of the ancient earth. Rivers glint like silver threads weaving through the vast wilderness. The land is alive with quiet movement, the gentle rustle of leaves as an early breeze drifts across dense forests. The distant calls of birds greeting a world yet unmarked by cities or kingdoms. For countless millennia, Earth had remained a canvas, slowly shaped by the patient hands of nature. Mountains rising over eons, valleys carved by relentless rivers, and the subtle shifts of climate silently sculpting continents. Amidst this majestic and timeless landscape, the earliest humans began their tentative steps toward civilization. Along fertile riverbanks, life stirred in small, scattered settlements. Mesopotamia, cradled between the Tigris and Euphrates, would later be remembered as the birthplace of cities. But long before bricks hardened and temples rose, people cultivated crops in careful plots of land, tamed fire for warmth and cooking, and fashioned tools from stone and bone. Across distant deserts and mountain ranges, in the Nile Valley, the Indus River plains, and the fertile lands of the Yellow River, similar patterns emerged. Humans, driven by survival and curiosity, began transforming their environment, leaving behind subtle marks that would echo across centuries. Archaeological discoveries revealed the remarkable ingenuity of these early communities. Göbekli Tepe, perched on a hill in modern-day Turkey, challenges our assumptions with its intricately carved megaliths, predating conventional temples by thousands of years. Jericho, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities, tells stories of walls and towers built for protection and communal living. Catalhoyuk, with its labyrinthine homes and artistic murals, showcases the earliest expressions of communal society and human creativity. These sites whisper of a world where human beings, though primitive in technology, possessed a profound connection to their environment and a burgeoning sense of culture. Asterisk visualize the first rays of sunlight brushing against these ancient landscapes, dust rising softly from the ground, rivers reflecting the sky's soft pastels, forests awakening with gentle motion. Hear the soft flow of water through reeds, the distant calls of wild animals, and the subtle crackle of fires kindled for warmth and cooking. The sensory tapestry of this era evokes a deep, almost meditative awe, reminding us of humanity's fragile yet persistent presence in a vast, living world. Within this context, the emergence of early civilizations unfolds with quiet drama. Stone Age tools, simple yet precise, allowed humans to hunt, build, and farm, laying the groundwork for future innovations. The discovery of bronze sparked a new era, offering stronger tools and weapons, enabling the growth of cities and complex societies. Trade networks began to crisscross rivers and deserts, bringing not only goods but ideas, stories, and shared knowledge. Social structures evolved, from small familial clans to larger communal settlements, hinting at the intricate fabric of human civilization yet to come. Legends and oral traditions, passed down through generations, preserve faint echoes of these times. Tales of early kings, mythical figures, and creation stories reveal humanity's innate desire to explain their world and to leave a mark on it. These stories, often interwoven with the environment, the rise and fall of rivers, the fertility of the soil, the cycles of the sun and moon, reflect a deep understanding of nature and a growing awareness of time and mortality. Yet, even amidst this apparent order, anomalies emerge. Beneath layers of soil and sediment, unexpected artifacts surface, tools and structures that seem almost too advanced for their era. Objects that hint at knowledge beyond the expected capabilities of early humans. These relics provoke questions. Could there have been influences or events lost to history? Could there have been interactions or technologies that we have yet to fully understand? The earth, in its silent majesty, holds these secrets tightly, offering tantalizing glimpses but withholding complete answers. As we traverse these ancient landscapes in our imagination, notice the cinematic details: sunlight glinting off river surfaces, shadows stretching across megalithic structures, the interplay of light and dust in abandoned dwellings. Envision 3D reconstructions of villages' roofs made from mud and straw, children playing amidst the pathways, women tending crops, men crafting tools and weapons. Each scene, though grounded in historical fact, invites the viewer to immerse fully, to feel the texture of the past and hear the subtle sounds that echo through time. The pace of the narrative is slow, deliberate, inviting contemplation. The voiceover guides gently, whispering observations and reflections, punctuated by soft ambient sounds, flowing water, distant wind, the faint hum of daily life. Curiosity is nurtured as subtle questions arise. What drove these early humans to settle, to create, to innovate? What mysteries lie beneath the surface, hidden in ruins and artifacts yet to be fully interpreted? All emerges naturally as one contemplates the resilience of these societies. They endured climatic shifts, natural disasters, and the relentless passage of time, leaving traces that still speak to us today. At the same time, intrigue surfaces: how could certain artifacts predate known human capabilities? Why do some structures appear with precise alignments, mathematical sophistication, or unusual materials? These small puzzles, scattered across continents, plant seeds of wonder, hinting at a history more complex than we usually imagine. As the sun sets over the fertile valleys and the sky deepens into twilight, one cannot help but reflect on the quiet persistence of early human life. Each settlement, each tool, each early temple is a whisper from the past, offering both knowledge and mystery. The foundations laid along rivers and plains would eventually give rise to cities, empires, and civilizations. Yet beneath all these achievements, subtle questions remain: artifacts and structures that challenge the linear narrative of human progress, beckoning us to explore further. And so, with the stage set, the story begins to unfold. The early civilizations, while remarkable, may only be part of a larger, hidden narrative. Scattered across deserts, mountains, and oceans, relics exist that seem to speak of knowledge, skill, and culture beyond what we expect. As we leave the familiar timeline behind, we are drawn toward anomalies that whisper of forgotten possibilities, of civilizations that may have existed long before the ones history has documented. These mysteries, quiet yet persistent, lead naturally to the next chapter: the anomalies, the out-of-place artifacts, and the strange structures that challenge our understanding of human history. Across the vast tapestry of Earth's earliest landscapes, scattered remnants appear, subtle yet extraordinary, hinting at stories beyond the conventional timeline. Out-of-place artifacts, strange structures, and enigmatic tools emerge from soil and sediment, challenging everything we assume about the first civilizations. Imagine holding a finely crafted stone tool, perfectly shaped, yet found in a layer of earth believed to predate known human settlements by thousands of years. The mind can scarcely reconcile the sophistication with the era, and the heart races with curiosity. One such marvel is the intricate carvings at Göbekli Tepe, where massive stone pillars are etched with symbols of animals, abstract shapes, and unknown motifs. These carvings predate recorded history, yet reveal an astonishing artistic and architectural understanding. The very arrangement of the pillars, some standing over 20 feet tall, suggests a deliberate alignment, perhaps with the stars, echoing a knowledge of astronomy long before formal studies existed. Visualize the massive stones rising from the ground, shadows stretching across the carvings as the morning sun illuminates each curve, line, and emblem. Hear the faint wind rustling across the hilltop, carrying the whispers of craftsmen from an era long forgotten. Travel across the continents, and similar mysteries appear. In the deserts of Peru, the Nazca lines stretch across plains, massive geoglyphs visible only from the sky. Birds, monkeys, and geometric shapes etched with precision challenge our understanding. How were they made without aerial perspective? Each line, each curve, calls upon the imagination, suggesting knowledge, intention, and perhaps a ritualistic or astronomical purpose. Visualize the vast landscape from a bird's eye view, the lines tracing pathways across barren earth, bathed in the warm hues of sunrise, as a calm narration guides the viewer's eye over every detail. Beneath the waves, submerged cities and foundations tell another part of this enigmatic story. Off the coasts of India, Japan, and the Mediterranean, underwater ruins emerge from the depths, preserved yet mysterious. Sunlight filters through water, casting shimmering patterns over stone foundations, suggesting the outlines of lost settlements. The soundscape is subtle, the gentle lapping of water, distant aquatic calls, and the soft hum of discovery inviting the mind to ponder civilizations claimed by rising seas, tectonic shifts, or forgotten epochs. Even isolated artifacts provoke intrigue. Perfectly cut stones in Peru and Egypt that fit together with almost impossible precision. Metallic objects unearthed in coal deposits. Ancient maps hinting at knowledge of continents yet to be officially discovered. Each discovery is a fragment of a puzzle, teasing a narrative that challenges the conventional timeline of human achievement. Imagine handling one of these relics in a quiet, reflective environment. The cool touch of stone or metal connecting present to past, each mark telling a story that echoes across millennia. The voiceover is slow, deliberate, and calming, yet carries subtle tension, drawing the listener into the mystery. Could these relics hint at a civilization unknown? Could knowledge have existed that predates history as we know it? Such questions linger, unhurried, creating a gentle suspense that is both thought-provoking and soothing, perfect for immersive documentary storytelling. Consider the precision of ancient astronomical tools, like those found at Nabta Playa in Egypt, where stone circles may have tracked solstices, or the meticulous alignment of pyramids and megaliths worldwide, mirroring celestial constellations. The sophistication is undeniable, and yet, the context in which these structures rose remains largely obscured. Cinematic visuals depict the night sky mirrored by earthbound stones, a silent dance between humanity's curiosity and the cosmos. Soft ambient sounds of wind, distant wildlife, and subtle tonal music enhancing the reflective mood. Even mundane objects acquire extraordinary significance when placed in the right context. Pottery, textiles, and small figurines, seemingly ordinary, reveal insights into cognitive development, social structures, and cultural expression. When discovered alongside anomalous tools or in unexpected strata, these artifacts suggest either a reevaluation of timelines or the possibility of influences previously unconsidered. Visualize close-ups of hands brushing dust from intricately carved pottery, delicate patterns emerging in the soft glow of artificial lighting, each detail magnified to evoke awe and reflection. The anomalies are not limited to isolated finds. Some hint at broader networks of knowledge, trading routes that stretch across continents, shared artistic motifs thousands of miles apart, and architectural similarities across distant lands. All raise questions about the flow of information and culture in prehistory. Could there have been exchanges, migrations, or influences lost to time? The voiceover, in a soft, measured tone, encourages contemplation. What if the threads connecting these civilizations extend far deeper than we imagine? Natural formations occasionally confound interpretation, blurring the line between coincidence and intentionality. Carved stones in remote mountains, alignments of standing stones along river valleys, and submerged walls and lakes may appear accidental but, upon closer examination, suggest deliberate design. Slow, aerial shots reveal symmetry and patterns, the camera drifting over terrain with an almost meditative pace, while soft ambient music underscores the sense of mystery and wonder. Curiosity builds as one contemplates the broader implications. If these anomalies point to knowledge, skill, or civilization predating established human history, what might have been lost, catastrophes, climate shifts, or gradual decline could have erased evidence, leaving tantalizing fragments for us to discover. Each artifact is a whisper from a forgotten past, a message encoded in stone, metal, or earth. The emotional trigger, wonder tinged with humility, invites reflection on humanity's fleeting presence within the vast expanse of geological time. The narrative transitions smoothly toward the next section, introducing theories that attempt to explain these anomalies. Are these relics evidence of lost civilizations, pre-human intelligence, or even interventions beyond Earth? The questions linger, unhurried, as the viewer's imagination fills the spaces between the stones, rivers, and ruins. Soft echoes, subtle chimes, and the distant murmur of ancient waters accompany this reflective journey, maintaining the calm, immersive, and cinematic atmosphere established throughout the series. With each discovery, each anomaly, the story deepens. The Earth itself seems to guard secrets, holding in its soil and rocks a complex history that challenges our assumptions, and yet, these fragments invite inquiry, inspiring exploration of ideas that range from the plausible to the extraordinary. The anomalies, vast and enigmatic, act as the bridge between the world of known human history and the possibility of civilizations yet uncharted, guiding the narrative toward the next chapter. The compelling theories of pre-human or lost civilizations that might explain these fascinating discoveries. The mysteries of anomalous discoveries lead us naturally into the realm of theories hypotheses that attempt to bridge gaps in our understanding, to explain relics and structures that seem impossibly advanced for their time. Among the most compelling is the concept of lost civilizations, societies that may have flourished and vanished long before the earliest recognized human settlements. Imagine sprawling cities hidden by forests or swallowed by rising seas, their knowledge and artistry erased from memory, yet leaving subtle whispers behind stone foundations, meticulously carved artifacts, and precise astronomical alignments. Consider Atlantis, the legendary civilization first described by Plato. Though often dismissed as myth, its tale resonates with recurring themes: advanced technology, sophisticated governance, and sudden disappearance. Visualize a sunlit city of marble structures, canals reflecting the sky, and towering temples aligned with celestial bodies. A serene panorama now buried beneath ocean waves. The narrative voice, calm and measured, guides the imagination. Could such a civilization have existed, only to vanish without a trace, leaving fragments for us to decipher? Soft ambient sounds, distant waves, wind over ruins, subtle echoes enhance the reflective tone, inviting contemplation. Lemuria, another hypothesized lost land, stretches across the Indian or Pacific Oceans. In speculation, maps and ancient texts suggest a continent that connected disparate cultures, enabling the transfer of knowledge and technology far before conventional human history would allow. Picture vast landmasses dotted with settlements, lush with vegetation, and intricate waterways that facilitated trade and communication. The soft narration slowly explores the implications. If such lands existed, what civilizations might have thrived there, and what wisdom might have been lost when the oceans reclaimed their dominion. Cinematic visuals illustrate imagined landscapes, transitioning smoothly between speculation and evidence. Sumerian legends provide another intriguing perspective. Texts like the Epic of Gilgamesh and records of the Anunnaki speak of beings with knowledge surpassing ordinary humans, hinting at possible pre-human or guided civilizations. Archaeological records reveal precise measurements, astronomy, and engineering that some argue exceed what early humans could have achieved unaided. The voiceover, gentle and immersive, poses reflective questions. Could myths be distorted memories of actual encounters, or symbolic recollections of a civilization predating us? The camera drifts over Mesopotamian ruins, highlighting carvings, ziggurats, and tablets, while soft wind and distant water sounds create a meditative atmosphere. The ancient astronaut theory expands on this idea, proposing that extraterrestrial beings may have influenced early civilizations. Evidence cited includes precise stone constructions, astronomical alignments, and artifacts with unexplained technological sophistication. Imagine visitors from distant worlds, quietly observing, guiding, or teaching early humans. Their presence, hinted at in legends, myths, and anomalies. The narration maintains a calm, curious tone, weaving awe and mystery. What if the knowledge we attribute to humans was, in part, gifted from elsewhere? Subtle ambient sounds, soft metallic echoes, distant cosmic hums underscore the speculative yet reflective exploration. Comparing these theories reveals common threads: sudden advancements in knowledge, inexplicable technology, and cultural myths hinting at beings or civilizations beyond current understanding. Each theory carries a weight of possibility, inviting both wonder and caution. Cinematic storytelling cues illustrate conceptual reconstructions: temples aligned with stars, flowing rivers linking distant settlements, and ethereal lights hinting at otherworldly presences. Visual transitions between archaeological sites and speculative reconstructions blur the line between known history and imaginative interpretation, drawing the audience deeper into contemplation. Scientific perspectives are incorporated carefully. Archaeologists and historians emphasize the need for evidence and caution against overreaching conclusions. Yet, even within skepticism, the anomalies persist, prompting questions. Voiceover examples include measured, reflective statements, while mainstream science seeks verifiable evidence. The questions raised by these anomalies continue to intrigue and inspire. This balanced tone maintains credibility while nurturing curiosity. Environmental and catastrophic theories also intersect here. Could sudden climate shifts, massive floods, or volcanic eruptions have erased traces of ancient civilizations, leaving only subtle hints. Ice core samples, sediment layers, and fossil records suggest periods of rapid change, potentially capable of decimating societies and altering coastlines. Visualize glaciers retreating, volcanoes erupting, and cities swallowed by rising waters, all illustrated with slow, cinematic camera movements. The ambient soundscape complements the imagery. Distant rumbles, rushing water, wind through valleys, creating a reflective, immersive experience. Social structures and advanced knowledge are recurring motifs in these theories. From governance and urban planning to metallurgy and astronomical observation, the possibility of pre-human civilizations possessing complex societal frameworks is explored. Bullet points in narration include examples of megalithic precision, star alignments, and unexplained trade networks spanning continents. The voiceover is steady and calm, guiding viewers through speculation without sensationalism, maintaining the slow, soothing cadence characteristic of sleep-friendly documentaries. The emotional arc is crucial. Awe, curiosity, and gentle suspense are balanced with reflective tranquility. Audiences are encouraged to imagine, ponder, and remain open to possibilities without feeling rushed. Visual cues: sunlight over imagined cities, drifting clouds over ancient ruins, flowing rivers linking distant lands combine with subtle ambient sounds to create an immersive environment for thought and reflection. Minor cliffhangers at the end of the section pose questions, and yet, if such civilizations existed, why is so little evidence found? What remains hidden beneath layers of time, waiting to be discovered? These lines provide smooth transitions to the next section, which will examine geological and environmental clues in greater detail. By the conclusion of this segment, viewers are steeped in contemplation, weighing myths, legends, archaeological evidence, and speculative reconstructions. The narrative bridges historical fact and imaginative possibility, setting the stage for a deeper exploration of Earth's geological and environmental history. In doing so, it continues the immersive, cinematic style, slow, reflective, visually rich, and gently suspenseful, all while maintaining factual grounding and historical context. As we delve deeper into the ancient past, the Earth itself becomes a storyteller, preserving hints and fragments of events that shaped civilizations long before humans recorded history. Geological and environmental clues provide a silent yet eloquent record, revealing changes that could have hidden or erased societies that once thrived. Imagine glaciers slowly advancing across continents, rivers altering their courses, and volcanic eruptions reshaping landscapes, all recorded in the strata beneath our feet. Ice cores extracted from Greenland and Antarctica hold frozen snapshots of the planet's climate. Over hundreds of thousands of years, layer by layer, they reveal cycles of warming and cooling, fluctuations in atmospheric composition, and traces of catastrophic events. Subtle cues: tiny gas bubbles trapped within the ice, minute particles of volcanic ash tell stories of environmental upheavals that could have drastically affected early life. The narration adopts a slow, reflective tone. Beneath the ice, the Earth whispers of sudden storms and rapid climate shifts, events that may have erased entire communities and altered the course of history. Soft ambient sounds of wind whizzing across glaciers and the distant creaking of shifting ice immerse the audience in this frozen world. Sediment layers in river deltas and lake beds provide additional evidence. Each stratum is a page of history, recording floods, droughts, and ecological transitions. Imagine standing on the banks of an ancient river, watching it swell beyond its banks, reshaping valleys and depositing layers of soil that future archaeologists would interpret millennia later. Voiceover guidance encourages viewers to visualize these natural forces. As waters rise and recede, civilizations may vanish beneath mud and silt, leaving only whispers of their existence for the curious to uncover. Cinematic visuals: slow motion footage of rivers, aerial shots of shifting landscapes, soft golden light over sedimented plains enhance the meditative tone. Fossil evidence offers glimpses into ancient ecosystems, the rise and fall of species, sudden extinctions, and the appearance of new life forms all indicate dramatic environmental changes. Visuals of towering ferns, sprawling forests, and prehistoric creatures moving across landscapes create a vivid mental reconstruction of Earth's dynamic past. Voiceover cues include calm, descriptive narration. Each creature, each plant, each layer of soil holds clues about the conditions that shaped the planet, and perhaps the civilizations that may have risen and fallen within them. Soft ambient, Sounds rustling leaves, distant animal calls. Subtle water flows underscore the connection between life and environment. Volcanic activity emerges as a significant force, capable of erasing settlements and altering global climate. Picture massive eruptions sending ash clouds across continents, darkening skies, and depositing layers of pumice that may cover entire cities. The narrative style remains slow and immersive, allowing the audience to feel the scale and impact. Volcanoes, in their silent fury, may have erased evidence of societies, leaving only stone monuments and legends to hint at what once existed. Cinematic cues include aerial sweeps over volcanic landscapes, glowing lava flows, and ash-filled skies, combined with subtle ambient rumbles and distant eruptions. Mass extinctions and rapid climate shifts are particularly intriguing in the context of lost civilizations. Could a sudden ice age, catastrophic flood, or seismic upheaval have erased knowledge and structures far more advanced than we anticipate for early humans? The voiceover maintains curiosity and calm reflection. If humanity was not the first, perhaps environmental cataclysms concealed their achievements, hiding traces beneath ice, soil, and ocean waters. Visual imagination cues slowly advancing glaciers, turbulent storm clouds. Rivers overflowing their banks create an emotional connection to the Earth's power and fragility. Coastal changes and rising sea levels add another layer of mystery. Submerged landscapes along continental shelves hint at settlements now lost to the depths. Underwater archaeological sites, though sparse, suggest that ancient humans, or perhaps pre-human civilizations, occupied areas that are today beneath shallow seas. Picture sunken cities, stone foundations barely visible under rippling water. Marine life weaving through structures once inhabited by unknown peoples. Voiceover guidance encourages awe and reflection. Beneath the waves lie secrets of a past we can scarcely imagine, cities swallowed by tides, waiting silently to be discovered. Ambient sounds of gentle waves and underwater currents enhance this contemplative atmosphere. Meteor impacts and other cosmic events may have also influenced Earth's history. Visualize fiery streaks across the sky, massive collisions reshaping continents and shockwaves that ripple through ecosystems. These events, while rare, demonstrate the fragility of life and civilization against forces beyond human control. The narration, slow and immersive, encourages reflection. The universe itself may have played a role in shaping the trajectory of life, and perhaps in erasing chapters of history we are only beginning to uncover. Cinematic visuals illustrate these dramatic moments without overwhelming the audience, focusing instead on the calm, expansive perspective of time and space. Connecting these geological and environmental clues to potential pre-human civilizations offers tantalizing possibilities. Perhaps ruins lie buried beneath layers of ice and soil, lost cities submerged beneath rising seas, or artifacts hidden within sediment, waiting for discovery. Visual storytelling suggests slow, gliding camera movements over imagined reconstructions, partially buried structures, forests reclaiming ancient ruins, rivers carving new paths over forgotten lands. The voiceover, gentle and deliberate, bridges fact and imagination. Each layer of the Earth's crust, each fossil, each shifting coastline, whispers of lives and knowledge that may have preceded our own, hints of mysteries yet unsolved. The emotional tone throughout remains reflective and contemplative. Awe at the power and resilience of Earth, curiosity about what may lie hidden, and a sense of timelessness are evoked through careful narration, slow pacing, and atmospheric sound design. Minor cliffhangers throughout the section pose questions that naturally lead into the next chapter of exploration. If the Earth holds such secrets beneath ice, soil, and sea, what tangible evidence remains for us to uncover? How might these environmental clues connect to the anomalies we have seen? By the end of this section, viewers are immersed in a world where the planet itself serves as historian, storyteller, and guardian of lost civilizations. The stage is set to explore the next layer of mystery, archaeological structures and ruins that might reveal more direct evidence of pre-human or ancient unknown civilizations. The narrative tone remains consistent, calm, immersive, reflective, blending factual content with imaginative reconstruction, ensuring continuity of the cinematic, documentary-style storytelling. Across the world, remnants of ancient structures hint at societies with knowledge and skills that sometimes seem far beyond what we would expect from early humans. Imagine standing on the edge of a vast desert, where step pyramids rise abruptly from the sands, their precise angles defying the simplicity we often attribute to early civilizations. Picture megalithic walls stretching for miles, constructed with stones so massive that even today, engineers marvel at how they were moved and aligned. Submerged ruins lie quietly beneath ocean waves, their outlines barely visible, teasing us with the possibility of lost cities swallowed by time and water. Voiceover guidance emphasizes calm, descriptive narration. Every stone, every monument, tells a story not easily explained, a whisper of hands and minds long gone, perhaps belonging to beings we have yet to truly understand. Cinematic visuals include slow aerial sweeps over ancient ruins, underwater explorations revealing hidden foundations, and soft lighting that accentuates textures of weathered stone. Soft ambient sounds, distant wind, the gentle lapping of water. Faint echoes help immerse viewers in these locations. Step pyramids, found in various parts of the world, serve as silent witnesses to human or possibly pre-human achievement. From Egypt's earliest pyramid complexes to Mesopotamia's ziggurats, the scale, design, and orientation of these structures suggest not only advanced engineering, but also an intimate understanding of astronomy and geography. The voiceover continues. Why were these structures aligned with such precision? What knowledge guided the placement of these stones? And what civilizations possessed it? This statement builds curiosity, gently nudging viewers to imagine the hands that shaped these monuments. Visual cues show sun rising behind pyramids, casting long shadows across desert sands, enhancing the cinematic experience. Megalithic walls and ancient foundations further deepen the mystery. Stone constructions in places like Baalbek or Puma, Punku exhibit techniques that challenge our assumptions about early human capabilities. Gigantic stones, some weighing hundreds of tons, fit together so perfectly that even a blade cannot slide between them. Slow, immersive voiceover notes. The precision and scale defy the tools and technology we assume were available at the time. Could these structures be remnants of a civilization more advanced than history records? Cinematic visuals include close-ups of the intricate stone joints, drone footage tracing wall lengths, and subtle shifts of camera perspective to create awe. Underwater ruins, such as those off the coasts of Japan or the Mediterranean, suggest that entire settlements may have vanished beneath rising seas. Imagine ruins of streets and temples, once bustling with life, now home to marine flora and fauna. The narration invites reflective visualization. Beneath the waves, time has preserved fragments of the past, offering tantalizing glimpses into lives and knowledge long forgotten. Ambient sounds, soft underwater currents, distant whale calls, bubbles rising through submerged structures enhance immersion. Underwater ruins, such as those off the coasts of Japan or the Mediterranean, suggest that entire settlements may have vanished beneath rising seas. Imagine ruins of streets and temples, once bustling with life, now home to marine flora and fauna. The narration invites reflective visualization. Beneath the waves, time has preserved fragments of the past, offering tantalizing glimpses into lives and knowledge long forgotten. Ambient sounds, soft underwater currents, distant whale calls, bubbles rising through submerged structures enhance immersion. Global patterns of ancient structures raise questions about the spread of knowledge and culture. Similarities in pyramid design, megalithic construction, and astronomical alignment across distant regions suggest shared principles or possibly contact between early civilizations. The voiceover gently poses questions to maintain curiosity. Were these similarities coincidental, or do they hint at a network of knowledge passing across continents, perhaps even predating recorded history? Visual storytelling includes world maps with slow overlays of ancient structures, highlighting potential connections, with soft, meditative music underscoring the scenes. Archaeological mysteries also extend to artifacts and tools associated with these structures. Advanced metallurgical techniques, precise stone carvings, and unexplained machinery components appear in sites spanning multiple continents. Voiceover style is calm and explanatory. Each artifact, each tool, each carved stone may hold a key to understanding a civilization erased by time or catastrophe. How much of this knowledge has been lost forever? Close-up shots of artifacts, slow 3D reconstructions, and gentle lighting help the audience appreciate their intricate details. The emotional layer of these mysteries lies in human imagination and awe. Viewers are encouraged to reflect on the scale of human or pre-human ingenuity and the fragility of knowledge over millennia. Cinematic cues include panoramic shots of ancient landscapes, slowly panning across ruins, and transitions from day to night, emphasizing the passage of time. Voiceover emphasizes wonder and contemplation as the sun sets behind ancient stones. we are reminded of the fleeting yet profound imprint of civilizations that have come and gone, leaving questions that stir our curiosity and imagination. Minor cliffhangers maintain engagement and smoothly transition to the next section. If these stones and structures hint at lost civilizations, what further evidence might the planet itself hold? Could technology and knowledge have existed long before the first humans walked our recorded history? Ambient sounds subtly shift to soft winds and distant natural tones, creating a reflective bridge toward the following discussion of ancient knowledge and technological evidence. By the end of this section, viewers are fully immersed in the tangible traces of civilizations that may have existed before or alongside early humans. The narrative weaves fact, imagination, and cinematic visualization to maintain curiosity while grounding the story in observable structures and artifacts. The pacing remains deliberate, allowing the audience to absorb details, imagine possibilities, and remain engaged as the documentary transitions into exploring evidence of advanced knowledge and technological achievements in ancient times. Across ancient civilizations, we find evidence of knowledge and skills that seem astonishing even by modern standards. Observing the precise alignments of ancient structures with celestial bodies, intricate calendars, and sophisticated engineering, one cannot help but wonder, were humans truly the first to master such knowledge? Or do these hints point to a civilization predating our own understanding? Imagine the sky at night, the stars mirrored by the careful placement of stones in observatories and temples, a cosmic map encoded in architecture. Voiceover guidance emphasizes a calm, explanatory, and slightly mystical tone. Long before the instruments of modern science, the ancients may have measured time, tracked the stars, and calculated with precision that rivals our own understanding. Visual cues include slow pans over ancient astronomical observatories, animated reconstructions showing star movements relative to stone alignments, and glowing representations of ancient calendars. Ambient sounds of a soft night breeze, distant water, and subtle chimes enhance the reflective atmosphere. Astronomical knowledge appears across various regions. Structures like Stonehenge, the pyramids of Giza, and Mesoamerican observatories indicate a deep understanding of solar and lunar cycles, solstices, and equinoxes. The voiceover poses reflective questions. How did these civilizations predict celestial events with such accuracy? Could this knowledge have been inherited from a civilization older than the earliest known humans? Cinematic imagery shows the rising sun perfectly aligning with ancient stones, shadows moving across carved surfaces, and 3D reconstructions overlaying modern star maps. Mathematical and engineering sophistication is equally compelling. The precision of measurements in stone cutting, construction, and tool creation surpasses what simple manual tools could easily achieve. The narration emphasizes calm intrigue. Each carved stone, each monument, reveals a mind capable of understanding principles of geometry and mechanics that seem remarkably advanced for its time. Visual cues include close-ups of carved stone surfaces, digital reconstructions illustrating perfect angles, and comparative imagery showing modern engineering methods. Metallurgy and materials science appear in artifacts that defy simple explanation. Ancient cultures worked with metals in ways that suggest high-temperature processing, alloys, and techniques lost to modern history. Voiceover example, copper, bronze, and even mysterious metallic compositions suggest experimentation, observation, and skill. Knowledge that may have been inherited or rediscovered after long lapses in human history. Visual storytelling includes 3D animated models showing smelting processes, subtle glowing effects illustrating metal working, and cross-sections revealing material composition. Water management, architecture, and transportation reflect applied technological intelligence. Canals, aqueducts, and bridges were designed with sophisticated calculations that ensured functionality over centuries. Imagine the foresight and planning required to create structures that endure millennia. Aligned with both the natural and celestial world, the narration invites viewers to reflect. Visual cues include slow tracking shots of ancient aqueducts, canals cutting through landscapes, and bridges spanning rivers, all bathed in soft morning light. Cultural integration of knowledge extends beyond mere mechanics. Calendars, ritual, practices, and mythological narratives may encode mathematical and astronomical understanding. The narration builds curiosity. Could myths of gods and celestial beings be veiled records of observational science, passed down through storytelling? Cinematic imagery combines illustrations of myths, planetary alignments, and ancient temple murals to suggest a blending of imagination and empirical observation. Minor cliffhangers maintain engagement. If humans were not the first to master such knowledge, where did this understanding originate? Could remnants of these skills lie hidden, waiting to be rediscovered? Soft ambient sounds, distant wind, faint rustling leaves, flowing water prepare the audience for the transition to Section 8, cultural and mythological evidence. The emotional and intellectual triggers in this section are awe, curiosity, and reflective wonder. Viewers are encouraged to imagine civilizations capable of sophisticated thought, whose knowledge may have shaped the very foundations of what we now call human progress. Pacing remains deliberate, immersive, allowing the audience to visualize and emotionally absorb the magnitude of ancient intelligence before moving into the exploration of myths and cultural narratives. As the sun sets over the ancient landscapes and the stars slowly awaken in the night sky, we pause to reflect on the journey we have undertaken. We have wandered through the vastness of time, tracing echoes of civilizations that may have existed long before recorded history, glimpsed mysterious artifacts whose origins challenge our understanding, and explored theories that stretch the boundaries of imagination. Each discovery, each anomaly, each myth has invited us to question what we know and to wonder what secrets lie hidden beneath layers of time. Soft ambient sounds, a gentle night breeze, distant water flowing, subtle whispers of nocturnal life underscore the contemplative mood. The narration adopts a slow, soothing, and reflective tone. Throughout the millennia, the earth has held its secrets with quiet patience. Perhaps humanity was not the first to walk these lands, to build, to observe, to understand. The audience is invited to imagine civilizations whose footprints may be almost entirely erased, yet whose traces linger in myths and structures, in knowledge encoded across cultures and continents. We remember the anomalous discoveries that challenged conventional history, the precise stone alignments, advanced metallurgy, and unexplained artifacts that hinted intelligence far beyond what we traditionally ascribe to early humans. Each artifact, each ancient monument, is a whisper from the past, a fragment of a story that may never be fully told. Could these remnants belong to a civilization lost to the sands of time? The narration gently prompts, encouraging viewers to imagine what life might have been like, and to feel the awe and mystery of such possibilities. The myths and legends we explored take on a new dimension in light of these discoveries. Tales of gods, celestial beings, and floods may not be mere stories, they might be distorted memories, carefully preserved across generations, hinting at truths that have been obscured by time. The voiceover encourages reflective thought. Perhaps our ancestors encoded knowledge in myth, blending imagination with observation, passing it down so that we, too, might sense what once was. Visual cues accompany these reflections, softly animated sequences of ancient myths, slowly panning over murals, celestial alignments, and ruins bathed in twilight. We also recall the philosophical implications, the possibility that humans were not the first bearers of knowledge, that the timeline of civilization may be far more complex than previously believed. This thought invites humility, a sense of wonder, and reverence for the passage of time. If knowledge has been lost and rediscovered, if civilizations rise and fall beyond our memory, what does that mean for us today? The narration encourages the audience to consider the fragility and resilience of human achievement, and to contemplate the hidden legacies of the earth itself. Emotional triggers in this final section focus on awe, curiosity, and philosophical reflection. Viewers are guided to imagine themselves standing on the edge of human understanding, peering back through the veil of time, feeling both the vastness of history and the fleeting nature of individual lives. Cinematic imagery reinforces this. Slow, sweeping aerial shots of ancient ruins, oceans, and mountains under starlit skies, overlaid with subtle ethereal lighting to evoke mystery and timelessness. This section also wraps up the scientific, archaeological, and mythological threads explored throughout the documentary. We have examined anomalies, debated theories, and contemplated the interplay between observation, knowledge, and imagination. Each segment builds toward a larger reflection. The Earth itself is a repository of untold stories, and our curiosity is the thread that connects us to those who came before, or perhaps to civilizations we have yet to discover. A final minor cliffhanger leaves the audience with a lingering sense of wonder, and so, the Earth's secrets remain, waiting patiently to be uncovered. What stories are still buried beneath the sands, the stones, and the rivers, waiting for us to listen? Soft nighttime sounds, the rustle of leaves, The gentle hum of distant wildlife fade gradually, leaving a reflective silence that allows viewers to ponder the mysteries explored. The narration concludes with a gentle philosophical reflection. Humanity's place is but one chapter in a timeline that stretches far beyond recorded memory. Our curiosity, our imagination, and our drive to explore are what connect us to the echoes of civilizations past, and to the possibilities of civilizations yet to be discovered. The closing visuals linger on a slow pan from Earth's surface to the stars above, reinforcing the sense of scale, mystery, and awe. By ending on this reflective, immersive, and calm note, the documentary invites viewers to continue their own journey of exploration and wonder long after the screen fades to black. The combination of imagery, sound, and narration leaves a lasting impression of the magnitude of history, the mysteries of the Earth, and the potential for discovery in the unseen corners of time.